It's time to get your morning started with the news you need to know.
News update.
This is what's trending with DJ and PK. Hashtag Utah Jazz.
Rebound Clayton on the push with Okoro on his right shoulder. He stops, leaves it behind for Brice. Dances behind his back, throws up a high arcer over the Hancock Tower and down. Now the Willis Tower and down. I'll get my sponsors right. Sensabaugh with three, he's got 24. Bailey left side, gives it to Sensabaugh. Brice looking for 40. Three balls on the mark. And Brice Sensabaugh's got 41 tonight. Inbounding right in front of us. Deontay has it. Inbounds to Sensabaugh. Turns the corner, gets to the cup, lays it up and in. We're tied at 126. Fabulous play by Will Hardy.
The Utah Jazz play PK's favorite kind of game. They play well, they compete, they get down, they fight back. Hey, if something goes wrong in the last 5 seconds and they lose the game this year, with a draft pick hanging in the balance, that's okay. Take your moral victory and move on.
Well, that was a management loss.
Markkanen was sitting. Where was Nurk? Management loss.
Yeah. I mean, it's clear they've got a pattern. If they think they have a chance to win, you're not playing. And if they get a few W's along the way against teams that they're not sure if they win, so be it. And I'm worried about Dallas here coming up. They got a 2-game stand.
2 games in 3 days in Dallas, and you saw that note, flag, ankle, left the game.
I mean, he, right now, with their team, he's the ultra big flag. And
that he is.
Him. And so I can't have the Jazz getting out of there with no L's.
I was really ahead of my time with my Mavericks analysis there, the ultra big flag.
Well, yeah, I mean, who put the D in?
Now. Retail places that get the ultra big flag to call it the ultra big flag.
Fortunately, we have a dump button and editing.
Thank goodness.
And so, you take away the L's there, and then the Jazz need the L's. They
picked L number 26, and I needed one more L.
You needed the L's.
I needed another L.
And the Jazz need the L's.
I needed to take an L.
So
that was embarrassing.
That's not just a mode of public transportation in Chicago.
We have gone a long time now without saying, how about Brice Sensabaugh's shooting? Holy cow. On fire. Shots go in? That was the definition of a shots going game.
Holy freak.
Okay.
That would be holy freak.
43 points, a career high, 5 for 10 from the three-point line, a couple of ones that went in. Completely contested, but hey, it was his kind of night. He was feeling it for sure.
I know Will walks on water around here in the way that Snyder did, and they want to praise him. They're just genius coaches, blah, blah, blah. But can we not play Sevi Malahulak and play Sensabaugh more? It makes no Sensabaugh to sit him. Just play him.
You were setting that up.
What?
Sensabaugh to play him. Makes no sense about to play him.
Oh.
To sit him. It makes no sense about to sit him. It makes sense about to play him.
Yeah, but I mean, do we really need to
one
see
guy's
that
got a chance.
Malahuluk?
One guy's got a chance to be the future and contribute. The role to be determined. Let's see what the roster looks like. But he can definitely be a piece of the puzzle. Whereas Svi is 28 years old and on team number 8 or 9 or whatever
Svi
it is.
Mikhailuk a trade bait though, with the deadline type guy that they're trying to?
Yeah. Does he have any G League eligibility?
Yeah, I don't even know that they can get anything for him.
There's a song by George Strait, "Give It Away." Just change it to him. I mean, nothing against the guy, but I just don't need to see him get 27, 30 minutes, and he's okay. But I want to see Sensabaugh.
Because he could be the future.
Maybe.
In a previous time, Yak, I get your logic, but the Jazz have had multiple veterans that I thought they could have moved to get something, and they haven't been able to. And then you talk to Austin Ainge, and he's like, yeah, everybody's up against all these luxury tax implications, so the contract's more important than the player. It just doesn't seem like anybody's willing to take anything on.
I'll take a second-round pick.
Yeah, seriously.
With him, I'd even take a third-round pick.
No, you wouldn't.
I would, too.
Well, that doesn't exist, but that's okay.
Sure it does. Free agents. It's the free agents on his ball club. They're available. There's players out there. Don't you kid yourself.
Jazz, right back at it tonight in Dallas. 6:30 for the tip-off, 5:30 for the pregame, and they'll play the Mavs twice in 3 days, playing again Saturday, too. DJ and PK.
Hashtag NBA.
Reports that the Grizzlies were listening to trade offers for you, which they had been explicit in the past that they were not doing that. So what was your reaction to the news?
You said what my reaction was?
Yes, sir.
They avoided.
What'd he say?
I couldn't make it out.
Nobody could. That's the problem.
John Morant. Trade rumors. Well, they've been out there for a while. The question is, with his contract and the on-court production, the off-court issues, who's going to take him?
I think it's the...
That's a lot of money to take for a guy who's days away from getting suspended again.
Right. But it's not... If he had none of that, he's a great player. And it's all the off stuff that why would you take him? And because the contract really is irrelevant. Because if the contract was half, would you take him? No.
I looked it up. He said live with it.
Yeah. And he's just, for whatever reason, he hasn't matured to the level that he needs to. And to be a productive player. He's getting in the way of winning. And it's a shame because it's basically derailed a promising situation with Memphis.
It looked good for Memphis there for a couple of years. Looked like they were really building something.
Yeah.
Now they've slid back into the middle and appear to be wandering around the middle with no hope to get back to the top third of the league. At the bottom of the league, the teams around the Jazz in the race to the bottom. The Clippers win again. Predictably, they beat the Wizards. Pick up win number 17 with the Jazz sitting on 14, so the Clippers are pulling away. Kawhi Leonard, 33 points.
Wow.
And they're something like, I think, 8-3 when he gets the 30-point game. And then they got a big-time losing record when he doesn't.
The James Statistical Bureau.
Yep, thank you. Also, win number 11 for the Kings. They beat the Knicks. Shocked me by beating the Knicks, 112-101. Kings pick up win number 11 with the Jazz sitting there at 14. You don't really have much hope for the Kings passing them, do you?
Passing them, what do you mean?
Passing the Jazz.
Yeah. In total wins?
Exactly, yes.
No, to say it's shocked, that's mild. I mean, I was calling people left and right. I couldn't believe it.
Pelicans.
Brunson went down, so, I mean,
yes.
He played 5 minutes, something happened.
Brunson left the game, as did Cooper Flagg. Those are the two big injuries of the night. And the Pelicans beat the Nets 116-113, so the Pelicans get their 10th win. Clippers guard James Harden did say he and the team believe they can come all the way back and get into playoff contention despite the horrendous start. They are 11-2 in their last 13 games. They're rolling now.
Man, we got the Clipper stats
Is
today.
it too late?
For what?
For them to get to the playoffs.
No.
4.5 games behind the 8th place Warriors.
You got the standings.
Yeah,
so
there it is.
Let us have it.
There it is. You're welcome.
Sniggledorf
I don't know why in
Stats
the
Bureau.
hell we're wasting time breaking down the Clippers.
DJ and
I don't
PK.
understand it.
Hashtag college basketball.
BYU makes it 13 straight wins. They beat TCU 76-70. The struggle was real in that one, PK. They were trailing down 3-4 possessions at times there. Even when they rallied and took the lead, TCU came back and tied it up, but they eventually get it done. I thought a lot of the things you've been talking about the last couple of days were on display there. What if they're in foul trouble? And they were. What if the big three aren't all on at the same time? And clearly they weren't. Saunders had foul trouble. He finally had a big three with 2 minutes left that helped push him to win. But it was a struggle there for a while. And they were at home at the Marriott Center. And TCU is a decent team, but they will face better opponents. But that was the recipe that could get them beat. Just didn't get them beat that night.
I'm telling you right now, boyfriend, they're not nearly as good without DeBonsa.
Thanks for that. 25 points of the 76, almost exactly 1/3 of the points.
Yeah, he had a lot of big shots. And I like he was 7-7 at the free throw line. He'd had some struggles there. And Rob Wright, he can get to the basket, but he's got to finish, man.
When he gets to the basket.
He gets to the basket frequently, but sometimes they're not finishing. And then in the first half, let's just take the wildest, lowest percentage shots possible. I mean, they were throwing up some stuff that had no chance going in. And running offense a little bit better. I didn't know TCU was the 82 Bears defensively.
It did seem like in the first half they had at least 4, if not 5 guys in the paint, and BYU seemed befuddled by that.
Now, their credit, they gutted it out.
They did.
But
that was a rare game where shots going in wasn't the difference. Free throws were the difference. TCU outshot them from the floor and the three-point line.
Well, you're going to, yeah. But, I mean, TCU only shot 41%. That's
Yep.
not exactly.
But BYU shot 35.
Right.
A lot of times that'll get you beat, but not in this case.
But if I'm going to shoot 35%, I'm going to hope the other team only shoots 41%.
Sure.
I like my chances.
Yeah.
And I got DeBonza, and he's the best player on the floor. I think what BYU is going to have to deal with is these enormous expectations. And they're so freaking high because of him, and that they're going to have to learn to play with that pressure, especially as we get later in the season. We're in the middle of January, obviously, but everything is going to magnify. Not so much in February, but certainly in March. But it's going to build in February. It's going to build the rest of the season, the next 6 weeks of the regular season. And then March is going to be enormous pressure. And sometimes teams fold under pressure. We saw Pope's team against Duquesne. They couldn't handle the mental aspect of it, that they were supposed to finally get a tournament win for Pope, and they were the higher seed. What was it, 6-11 or something, if I remember?
Yeah, I think you're right.
And you could, watching the game from a distance, you could feel that they felt enormous pressure, and it got to them, and everything was tight. Well, that's the way it's going to be in March. And you can feel it last night. You're supposed to win. You're a top whatever team. You got the player of the year potentially, the number 1 pick potentially. He's not going to be here very long. He's only coming around here once. How many times you get a player of this caliber? I know Young has been, who would have thought that they've got all these guys that you would never think they would have gotten, but they're there. And you're not going to get necessarily this caliber. So all of that is heaping an enormous amount of mental pressure on these guys. They got to find a way to play loose.
Utah State, in a game that was paced similarly, had Nevada at home, and it was a battle there for a while, and then midway through the second half, they really started to take control of it, and they end up getting the win. Final score in that one, 71-62, Utah State getting the W there. And they also leaned on their star big time, fell asleep with 26 points. Utah loses to Texas Tech in Lubbock, 88-74, and BYU. They don't really do the travel partner thing anymore, but it'll feel like it this week. BYU will be in there on the weekend. DJ and PK.
Hashtag NFL.
Do you expect this to be a total rebuild?
I don't know. I don't know if it's a rebuild. I mean, it's a new coach, so there will be changes, and we'll have to all get comfortable with kind of the plan. So, whether you call it a rebuild or not, I don't like that word that much. We'll try to compete day one if we can.
That's Art Rooney right there.
You're thinking it sounded like Aaron Rodgers, don't you?
A little bit, actually. Art Rooney there talking about what's going to happen in Pittsburgh. We've got 9 teams changing coaches. One has made the move, John Harbaugh. Biggest name on the market since Tomlin's not expected to be on the market, expected to be going to TV. Harbaugh lands with the New York Giants, a deal that reportedly could make him the highest paid coach in the NFL. Get fired and end up the highest paid coach in the NFL? Way to rebound right there, huh?
Yeah, just move basically 4 hours up the road.
And he's got a young quarterback. Quarterback situations for these 9 teams. Remarkable that the coaches got fired, all the quarterback situations. Sketchy for one reason or another. 6 of them probably, at least 5 or 6 of them are really bad. Maybe there's a little hope in a couple of them, and Harbaugh took one of those situations. Jackson Dart, a young guy, maybe a little hope there. They can build on something.
Yeah, I think Lamar Jackson's fine. And
That's another one. The question with him would be, injuries and age, but that's another situation where there's hope. 49ers linebacker Fred Warner said he is not ruling out playing this weekend against Seattle. All the reports have been that the goal was to get him cleared for the NFC title game if the Niners win in advance. But he says, I feel amazing, just so grateful, blessed to be back. I think obviously when all this happened, I didn't really think about the possibility of returning in season. But the way things have progressed and being able to have this opportunity to be back with my teammates and having a chance at helping them win this week and so forth and so on, that's my only goal going forward.
Yeah, it's about your teammates. You want to be there for your teammates.
There it is. DJ and PK.
Hashtag college football.
Oregon starting quarterback Dante Moore announced he will return to play for the Ducks next season. He waited to jump to the NFL, but he's had 20 career starts. He's getting good NIL money, and he's going to go back to the Ducks for another year.
He's going to get like $5 or $6 million.
Yep.
Yeah.
That seems to be the going rate these days.
Plenty of money to live on in Eugene. I've been there.
He ought to be able to get by.
I've been to Eugene.
Nice. Good.
Probably about 10 times. In fact, I'm not going to be disappointed if I never go back. But nothing against Eugene, but I don't need to go back there. I doubt I ever will since that conference split up.
So Oregon immediately now a favorite, and they got two quarterbacks now. Two experienced quarterbacks.
Yeah, I think Raiola has some rehab to do.
Former Utah star Eric Weddle joined former college stars Mark Ingram, Aaron Donald, Ndamukong Suh, Marvin Harrison, Kajana Carter, Herman Moore, and others, along with former TCU coach Gary Patterson and Chris Peterson, who used to be at Washington and Boise State and is doing TV now. They are members of the next call to be inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame. DJ and PK.
Hashtag Major League Baseball.
Ranger Suarez, 5 years, $130 million. The Red Sox signed the lefty to bolster their rotation. His ERA over the last 5 years in Philadelphia, 3.25. You never know with arm injuries, but that seemed like a pretty safe bet.
I think he's a closer, though. He's not a starter.
Okay, not to bounce the rotation.
They say he's going to be in the rotation.
Okay.
DJ and PK.
Hashtag golf.
PGA Tour season begins today. The Sony Open in Hawaii, the Wailea Country Club on Oahu. Zach Blair and Tony Finau, the two locals in the field, teeing off this afternoon.
I'll watch.
Time to torture yourself. Sunshine, ocean breezes. Although we're having a pretty mild winter here. It's not like you're shoveling snow here.
Not too bad here.
No.
A little light jacket is good enough these days. But no, I feel like it's my portion of the tour.
The Western Swing.
Yeah.
Places you know, courses you know.
Yeah, I've literally been to every one that they play in the West.
No, I didn't know you'd been to the Sony Open.
Well, not the actual tournament. I'm talking about the course. I haven't been to Pebble Beach's the actual tournament, but
Okay.
I've been to the course.
Been to the course.
Been to the course, walked around the grounds, that type of thing. I've never played Torrey, but I've been there.
Okay.
So just you get a feel for just hanging out, checking it out, and it's on our side of the country. Though those places been a couple of them that they play once they go to Florida and so forth, but I just feel a personal connection to this side, and so I'm usually, certainly on a Sunday, I'm sitting around and you can just flick it with your thumb. I'll watch it today, and then obviously with the time difference, it goes a little later.
Yep. DJ and PK.
Hashtag NHL.
Utah Mammoth hosts the Dallas Stars tonight at the Delta Center. Will we get Matt Harpering, law of numbers on skates? 6 goals. That was a big number the last time out. So do they end up with a 1-goal game and the stuff kind of evens out, or they keep it rolling against one of the better teams in the West?
I don't know how that works in hockey. I haven't really tracked that. I have in baseball, where a team gets 11 runs.
11, yeah.
And then the next game or two, it's 2-1 type of thing. So I think that comes to pass, but I'll be interested to look at that and see how that plays out. I haven't really tracked it enough to know that would be a possibility. We'll see. But if you win 2-1, whatever it might be, that's all you need to do. The point being for this team is, you got a little mojo. You've gotten at least one, and what have they played 3 now or 4? 3 at home?
They've played 4 at home. They got 3 wins in the overtime loss, so they've taken 7 points out of 8.
So they got 3 more to go, and we keep pointing back to last year at this time. They didn't get it done. Well, this is a different team. We think the team is better, and they think they're better, which is more important than what everybody else thinks, and so see what they got.
Last time they really broke out, New Year's Day, they had 7 goals against the Islanders, and they only scored once against the Devils in the next game. But there are examples here where they've gone 7 and 6 goals back-to-back over the course of the season. So see how it plays out tonight when the puck drops at 7 o'clock. Pregame show, 6 o'clock, hockey night in Utah. That is what is trending. Coming up, Tom Hommel will join us at 8:30, former BYU AD, soon-to-be mission president in Oakland and San Francisco. Jay Drew, BYU beat writer for the Deseret News, 9 o'clock on last night's game. Got a big game with Texas Tech this weekend. We've also got a Utah Jazz keyword giveaway coming up. You listen all day for the keyword from each show. Enter them for more chances to win at KSLSports.com. We will deliver our keyword later this morning. Stick around for that. Question of the day is next. Stay with us.
This is Jake Scott and Ben Anderson.
Do you think the Jazz will keep Will Hardy around when they're ready to start winning? Well, they keep giving him contract extensions, so my assumption would be yes. He coaches great offensive teams. Jazz are a great offensive team right now. But I don't know if he's a good defensive coach. I don't know. We haven't ever seen him coach a good defensive team. Is that a Will Hardy problem, or is that a personnel problem, or is that a scheme problem, or is that, if you know the team is not trying to win, defense is the last thing you're going to try and do, because defense stinks.
Bingo.
Playing defense is not fun at all.
Was Phil Jackson a great defensive coach? I have no idea, honestly.
Right. Who
but
knows?
You know why those were good defensive teams? Because Michael Jordan guarded.
And so did Scottie Pippen.
Period. End of story.
If your best players guard,
you have to guard. Yeah. Is Dagnall a good defensive coach? I have no idea, honestly. But Shea's going to guard, so that means you're going to guard.
Yeah.
And Jalen Williams is going to guard, so that means you're going to guard.
Catch Jake and Ben weekdays from 10 to noon on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Question of the morning. Brice Sensabaugh, 43 points, and the Jazz lost to Chicago. Shouldn't he get more playing time? PK, ready to tweak the rotation. See a little more, play Brice a little more, and let's see how much Brice can progress.
Well, Will just said that he's encouraged by his young players, all right? Makes sense. But which players? Now, he put George over here.
Because everybody says that. We don't need to discuss that.
Yeah.
He's clearly making a ton of progress. We could argue about how much, but he's clearly making a lot of it.
He's only 22, but he's over here. It's like he's a commodity now. Mm-hmm. Away you go. It's fun to watch.
But you could talk about Cody Williams. You could talk about Isaiah Collier. You could talk about Ace Bailey. They all started.
Everybody except Kyle Anderson, who played last night. Literally everyone.
Right. Hendricks, Sensabaugh, and Clayton came off the bench.
They're all 22, 21. Obviously, Ace is 19. That's a lot of freaking youth, especially for many, many years. They were one of the older teams. Mm-hmm. And that's Kyle Anderson is the only guy even remotely old at 32, right? No one else is above 22 in that who actually played. I mean, that's amazing when you think about it. 22 or younger, except for Kyle Anderson, he played 17 minutes, right? And then the youngest being Ace at 19. So who are you encouraged by? Obviously, Sensabaugh in one game snapshot jumps off the page about as big as he may ever do. That may be his career high. If he plays...
He might never have a 44-point game. Yeah.
Right. 43, but...
44 to reset it. Yeah, he had 43 in the game.
Gotcha. And so with that in mind, yeah, you got that. But then go down the list. I clearly think he should be playing more. I want to see Give me a 10-game stretch. He played, 34 minutes, was it? Give me a 10-game stretch of at least 25, because I've always believed if you play half the game, that's enough time for you to make an impact.
It is. You're right.
So
yeah.
I want to see the next, 10 games. Give him, just see what he can do. And I don't want to hear, he can't do this, he can't do that. I get all that. He wouldn't have lasted as long as he did the end of the first round if he was all that in a bag of chips. But let's see what he can do rather than worry about so much what he can't do. Because if what he can't do is going to hurt you that bad, fine. You want to lose anyway.
Now's the time.
Yeah.
Why not?
So give him that time. Because some of these guys, their time has been sort of all over the map, and he might be the leader of that. I'd have to go back and check where he's getting sporadic, and then all of a sudden he's getting 34. Play him. You can't say he hasn't earned the right not to be on the floor or to be on the floor. When you're doing what he's doing, put him out there, man. Nothing against the other dude. But he doesn't present anything that you're looking for 3 to 4 years down the road. And then go down the list. And let's just start. Go to the top. Filipowski. What should he be getting? Say between now and the All-Star break. Which is about a month.
Interesting how they use him, because last night they had to use him as a center, which they've had to do in other games when they've sat guys. And that's just not his role. He's playing out of position. He's not set up for that. Now you can argue, hey, any playing time is better than no playing time. He's not going to look his best in that role. He's going to be overmatched.
Center?
Guarding the other player's biggest guy and being the being the shot blocker at the front of the rim, depending on how they set up defensively, depending on how they're playing,
There's
all
like
that.
5 shot blockers in the league.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
So, I had to hear how undersized he is. He's 6'11", 250. Vujacic, who's 35 years old, they list him at 6'9", 260. So he's giving up 10 pounds, but he's got 2 inches. Is he really that undersized against that team last night? No.
I think more against slashers dunking, but I get your point about that particular matchup. I think that to the point about Sensabaugh, I think you're right. He needs more playing times. He needs a stretch of games. And I think he's been getting them since mid to late December, last 10 games or so. His playing time is clearly up. And I think it's more in the range you want to see. And he's rewarded them, I think, largely the way he's playing. And with him, it always comes down to, and he's not on the floor for his defense. Makes him. There were a couple plays in the game last night. There was one, he helped off a corner 3-point shooter, which most of the time you're told not to do. Now, maybe in that situation he was. I don't know the scouting report for every player in every game, obviously. But that was a little odd. He immediately gave up the 3. It was in between him, scoring. And then he went and scored on the next play. He was just so on fire. But if he's going to shoot it like that, there's going to be a place for him. And the thing I like is that early on, it was mostly about 3-point shots with him. And here now, I think we see him really as a scorer, scoring in lots of different ways. Getting to the rim sometimes, definitely getting to the line, but hitting mid-range shots and floaters. And I thought he was really mixing it up.
Fine.
But it's hard to do that. It's hard to really mix it up, to your point, when you're getting 15 minutes. But he hasn't been doing that the last few months or the last few weeks. He's been more 30-minute-a-game guy. But hopefully they'll continue it, because I think he's done enough in these few games where he's had it. Well, let's see 10 more. What's he got? How much better is he going to get? And maybe some of this other stuff gets figured out. And you're right. If he doesn't, well, they want to lose anyway. And the ultimate sign of respect is if he gets to be so deadly, and maybe he really goes on a tear here, then they're like, Brice is out with an illness tonight. Brice is out for rest. Then you know he's really impressing him.
Yeah, I don't want to see that because when Markkanen is in there, he's not going to get Sensabaugh's not going to get as many FGAs.
Yep.
So sit Markkanen and put in Brice. I'm fine with the minutes they're giving Collier and Bailey and Clayton. But then the back to the Williams-Hendricks thing. And Williams gets 31, Hendricks gets 19. They have got to figure out more what these two can do.
So play some bigger lineups then and sit some of the other guys? Because the thing about saying Sensabaugh for Svi, well, that makes sense, right? I mean, one guy's 6 or 7 years older than these guys. But in the case of last night, you'd have to take minutes away from another young guy to get those guys in. And you can do that. They played some pretty small lineups at times. So they could put those guys in. Given the group they played last night, getting those guys on the court makes them bigger.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that.
Okay.
I want to see what these individuals can do. I mean, bigger.
So take away Kyle Anderson's 17 minutes.
I don't know what the answer is. That's a hard thing to do. And
Cody played 31 minutes last night.
That's a lot.
And Taylor played 19, so that's 50. So basically in a 48-minute game, they played together for a couple minutes, but it seems like one of them was always on the floor. Now, can you play them together to get more minutes for these guys? That's a lot of non-shooters on the floor. Or you play them together when Filipowski isn't out there. Well, you want to give a guy a chance to look good also and to succeed. And so it helps with the young guys if they're playing with better guys around them. As far as the result about losing, you're right. So what? They want to lose anyway. I get that. But I want these guys to have a chance to excel. You know, and if you're a slasher because you're not a good three-point shooter at this point in your career, so you got to slash, you need other three-point shooters on the floor to spread it out a little bit, or everybody's going to be packed in there like we saw in that BYU game, and like we've seen in other Jazz games, depending on the lineups out there.
Yeah, if you're good enough, you'll overcome it.
Well, I wouldn't think either one of them are good enough right now to overcome it. But
do you give Filipowski 31 and Hendricks only 19? When we get to April, are we going to be able to
put Hendricks out there and see if he can defend Vucevic?
Will we have more evidence to evaluate these guys? Or are we still just where we were in October?
Well, you're really good at framing these questions because we should have more evidence, but we're still not going to know.
It's not definitive.
Right.
It's not the final exam.
Even if Hendricks just plays 19 minutes every game for the next 2 to 3 months here, we'll have more evidence. And could we have more if he played 25 minutes or 30? Sure.
Yeah, but we don't even know if he's going to play 19.
We don't. And really, how many nights are they going to sit Nurkic? Because that opens up minutes
I would
for other guys.
From now until eternity.
I know you would.
And I would play Humphrey Bogart over him.
And I think that's the direction the lineup's going to trend here because if he had played, it's a 2-point game. It's not hard to imagine, a few more rebounds here or there and a couple of shots, and maybe he tips the balance in the game. And keep them small and keep them young, and it was still a 2-point game.
Oh, if they wanted to win that game,
they would have. Yeah.
No
when we go back through the schedule and say, okay, they won. Last year was 17. You go back through the schedule and say they could have easily won 25. Whatever their number is last year, when we go through it, like this is a game they could have easily won.
Yeah.
They sat 2 veteran starters. The cool thing about this game was that the last time they did this, they went out and lost by 55 and didn't compete. And the message to these guys has to be, guys, we get it. It's not an ideal lineup, and you're going to have tough matchups, so you got to compete. You can't get run like that. Mm-hmm. And they were on the road, and they competed. And so it went against them. Well,
it was fun.
Yeah. You played super small lineups. You were really young, and it went right down literally the last 5 seconds.
A tricky offensive rebound got you beat.
Yep. On a wild scramble, they had 2 guys save the ball. Yeah. The Jazz just couldn't get to that rebound. And then that was a really good pass.
It was.
It was a good step by Vucevic, and Filipowski got a little lost.
Yeah, because he was out, and he didn't get back in time, and the ball was on the opposite side of the floor.
Yep.
So he'll learn from that. No, I got no problem with any of that.
And then there were befuddled looks on the faces at the buzzer. So I don't know what play they drew up, but somebody zigged when they should have zagged.
Yeah, and you got 19 and 21 and 22-year-olds. So what?
Well, you ought to be able to run the play that's drawn up.
But it's all about learning.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. True story.
And many plays that are drawn up don't actually happen.
Oh, yeah.
There's offshoots.
Yeah. Karl Malone had one of the best quotes on that.
Did he really?
Yes, he did. When Andre Kirilenko screwed up a play.
What did he say?
He said, I understand guys messing up plays, but you don't mess up the play when it's designed for you to get the shot.
Huh. In perfect English?
Almost certainly.
Karl Malone once said that.
Karl Malone.
All you people.
There it is.
Yeah.
So what do you think Ace Bailey getting his 31 minutes out there?
Great.
Yeah.
He's a live wire. He's a 19-year-old lad who has all this energy. He is when you get a puppy and you got to break him in. You got to train him so he doesn't crap in your house. You got to throw him towards the door. And in time, he gets it. And the puppy's got all this energy. And you live with it, knowing that, he's going to grow into it. And then for about 6, 7 years, 8 years, when you come home and he hears the garage door or she hears the garage door open, he's going to run there and be sitting there when you open that door. And you're going to both smile. And then later on, dogs don't live that long, and it's going to die, and it's going to crush your very soul.
Okay, well, that's where the analogy really falls apart.
Well, maybe he leaves, like Donovan Mitchell.
Okay.
That's where.
I like the way he was moving without the basketball.
Yeah, he's just a live wire, man. He's got a bundle of energy. Just run out there.
Yeah. But we're seeing a lot of guys come in the league, and they've had the ball in their hands their whole career. Why wouldn't they? Those teams are trying to win, high school, college, AAU, whatever, and play off the ball and make smart cuts and get open and get easy buckets for your team. Good.
In time, he will be fine. It's a question of, in time, will he be great?
Yeah.
But I believe in time, he will be fine. In time, can he be great? We all hope so, and that will be determined over the next 3 to 4 years.
DJ and PK, Tom Homo, former BYU AD, will be here at 8:30. We got a question off that BYU TCU game for Cougar fans. That's coming up at the top of the hour. Stay with us, DJ and PK. It's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Hey, bro. You hear us every day with our crazy opinions.
Hey, what you doing?
Well, now it's time to hear from you.
Hey, great show.
Download the KSL Sports app and fire off your thoughts with the call-in tab on the bottom of your screen.
This show is fantastic. It's the one that captivates me the most.
You can tell PK to stop singing.
G-Bang!
Let Jake and Ben know what you really think of the Jazz. Woo! Tell Hans and Scotty about your favorite barbecue spot or what color of tie JJ should be wearing on TV. The best entries will be played on the air. Download the KSL Sports app now and hit the call-in button to let your voice be heard.
I think you guys do an incredible job.
This is 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
I had a knockdown, drag-out argument with a coach that this was the greatest guitar riff in the history of classic rock. I mean, it went on for days.
What riff did he use to argue with you?
No, he was authoring this argument.
Oh, this was his. So what did you use to argue with him? What are the other nominees here?
The other nominees, I mean, you can go on and check. I mean, you obviously got Hotel California as an intro, Layla. But no, he just went, it was for days. I mean, it literally went on 4 days.
Classic.
Rock. I'm going to miss that.
Oh, you could still text about music if you want.
Yeah, but I'm going to miss the interaction.
Yep. Yeah. The Monday press conferences, the post games.
Just during the week.
Yeah.
Phone calls and whatnot. Seems like there's a distance there. But, we're talking about Whittingham, obviously. And I think one of the great things that he's been able to do is adapt. And I think that's what the rest of us have to do. And fortunately, they brought in somebody who's a favorite son. mean, there's no one who dislikes Ford. What?
You and Ford.
Who dislikes Ford? No one. Even BYU fans. You can't dislike Ford. His daughter goes to BYU. He'll tell you that. Who cares? He can go wherever she wants. It doesn't change what his objective is. But I wonder now, with him, with Whittingham being gone, wouldn't say BYU, and it got under BYU fans' skin. I understand that. That's gone. So are we taking another step toward not having the toxicity? Remember when they said that when Larry Kay didn't want to play the game?
Yeah.
The toxicity of it's a basketball. The toxicity. We acted like we're going to have people in hazmat suits.
I would assume with Morgan and Kalani, that stuff would be dialed back, and there don't have to be scheduling decisions made because the league is making those. So, yeah, I would assume that the toxicity.
Yeah, but are they any better friends than Kyle? And I wouldn't say. I don't know. No. I would say no.
I don't know the depth of the friendship there.
It's tight.
Yeah.
There was one time a few years back. They were both at Utah. It was spring ball, and we were talking. The three of us were hanging out because you could do that back then, chatting, and we each went. Morgan created this diet: no carbs for 3 weeks, to see what happens. And I did it. The three of us did it.
And what happened?
Morgan said he got down to his high school weight.
Wow.
I dropped 10. I got down to not my high school weight because I only weighed 140.
You don't need to go back to your high school weight.
I'm dying if I'm that weight.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That's way too light, obviously. But I got
you took years off.
Probably 18. And I forget Kalani. He probably gained a couple. But so they were tight, but I don't think you're going to hear Kalani pay homage to Scally in the way he repeatedly did to Kyle.
Sure, the relationship's different. The age is different.
Right. They're peers as opposed to a mentor.
Yeah, Morgan told the story at his press conference about he and Sharif Shah sitting there after Kalani, who was the defensive coordinator, took off for Oregon State. Like, now what, are we going to have jobs? Who's the next DC, and are they going to want to keep us? Because usually defensive coordinators get a say in that. Now, as it works out, Morgan gets the defensive coordinator job, but they were sitting in a film room not knowing that.
But I wonder if fans will, two things, if they'll lessen the hatred, because Ford is one of your own in terms of the faith. And how about, in a weird way, Whittingham is one of your own?
I think that, I would expect that because there are these relationships that it'll stay largely pretty friendly, but...
No, among the people, the people. I'm talking about the fans towards Kyle.
Oh,
We're talking to fans.
Yeah, the thing that could hype all of this up is transferring tampering charges.
That's settled. It's already over.
Oh, okay. Well, then never mind.
It's settled.
Yeah. Right. Will it get cantankerous if BYU the streak gets longer? Because didn't it get Utah BYU beating Utah? If there's a little back and forth, it doesn't have to be even.
Okay. They won the last two games by 4 points.
Right. But if you get to run around saying it's 5 in a row, it's 6 in a row, that fired up.
But because of the fact that it's by 4 points, would indicate it's not going to be a long streak.
Indicate that at some point the ball will bounce the other way, and maybe as early as next year it goes the other way.
I'm just wondering what BYU's fans' feelings are towards Kyle, because by any other situation, if he didn't do this at Utah, he belongs in the BYU Hall of Fame, and he's not. Why isn't he?
Because he's doing all this at Utah.
Okay, but he's done now.
Now that he's done, right.
Why wouldn't you put him in? He graduated. Whatever criteria you have to get in the Hall.
Yeah, all conference.
He should be in.
I think, wasn't he the defensive player of the year?
MVP.
Yeah.
Yes. And he went on and did phenomenal things. Jim McMahon's father wouldn't rest until Jimmy Mac got in. I'm not going to rest till Kyle gets in.
DJ PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Will the BYU coaches rest, or are they trying to solve problems that TCU put right out there in front for everyone else to use in game plan for the Cougars? We'll get to that next. Stay with us.